Hey, welcome back to another update of my Canadian dividend investing portfolio. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of run through a daily example of what I do as a Canadian dividend investor. I'm going to deposit some money into my brokerage account. I'm going to record some dividends in my spreadsheet that I got, and I'm going to buy some new stocks and record all of that in my spreadsheet and kind of show you how the performance is going based on the actions that I do today. And you're going to see what it's like to buy stocks in Canada and how to track stocks. Of course, you can just use your broker if you want to track your stocks, but I'm going to also demonstrate what it's like to use a spreadsheet so you can get a little bit more information about your account. So I think first thing that I want to do actually is I want to drop into Wealthsimple Trade, into my tax-free savings account. And let's just take a look here quickly. In the last day, it's actually it's down almost $600. In the last week, we're down 3%. That's a pretty big loss, but the stock market does go up and down, so that's okay. The most of the losses in the last month are just coming from the last week, as you can see. In the last 3 months, we're up a couple $1,000s, which is cool. You can just see that basically here is where we're starting to lose a little bit of momentum. In the last year, it's up about $5,600, and all time we are over 7,000. So that's pretty nice to see. What I want to do is I want to deposit some money here. So I just want to add in $350 today. Usually that's the amount that I'm depositing. And you can see here that it has gone in. It's an instant deposit. So that's in. I'm going to have to log that in the spreadsheet in 1 second. And I also want to show you that I got some dividends recently. So if we go here and filter for dividends, the last one that I recorded in the spreadsheet was PMZ, but there's one here from Bank of Nova Scotia for $11 on the 27th, and one from Northwest Company for $14.43. So I'm going to have to bring that into the spreadsheet as well. So to log this information, I'm just going to drop into my deposits and withdrawals tab and scroll down to the bottom because this is a master list of all of the deposits and withdrawals I've done, and I put in $350. It was Canadian, and today is April 29th, 2022. Okay, so that's in now. I also want to log the dividends. So this is a master list of all the dividends I've received. And like I said, that's the last one I had recorded was that PMZ one. And I'm going to have to add in one here for Bank of Nova Scotia. I got them on April 27, 2022. And that was a value of exactly $11, and it was Canadian. And I also picked up one that you saw on the previous screen from Northwest Company. Also was, actually that one was on April 28th. 2022, and they paid out $14.43, and it was in fact in Canadian dollars. So when we look at the summary tab now, it's up to date. The available cash will be adding up exactly between what I have in my spreadsheet and what I have in my broker, but because it's during trading hours right now, there's a different delay between Google and Wealthsimple, and so you're going to see during trading hours a slightly different total account balance. Anyways, we're sitting around a stock value of around $77,700, which is down. Oh, there you go, it's up a little bit, which, like I said, is down a little bit from the previous weeks, and that's okay. We're just going to be buying more dividend stocks at a discount. So I'm going to be spending this cash in the video, but I guess before we get into that, yeah, overall portfolio is up $7,400, 10%, and looking at an annual dividend income here from the stocks that I hold of just over $3,000. And I'm going to come back to this at the end of the video, and I'm just going to show you how much this value increases after I buy around $375 worth of more dividend paying stocks. So when I'm looking for stocks to buy, I often pop into the portfolio tab. And I like to look at this in a few different ways. I often sort it by percent of holdings, just to remind myself which are my biggest positions. I have the biggest ones at the top, and as we go down the list, the size of my positions get smaller. And I'm always trying to balance out the portfolio, so if there happens to be a good opportunity for my smaller positions, I usually try to add a little bit into them to try to bring up their piece of the pie and kind of even out my holdings. So some of the stocks in here that caught my eye were the Canadian banks. Bank of Nova Scotia, Bank of Montreal, and TD are all very small positions of mine, under 2%. So that was kind of something I'm looking to add to. And I also try to look at the ones that are the smaller positions of my account that are also in the red. And Interjex here is another one that was kind of caught my eye here. It's down quite a lot, and they have a nice dividend. So I was really considering adding to them. And something else that I really like to do is I sort this by the unrealized gain and loss. Just to also kind of wrap my head around which are my biggest winners by percentage in the portfolio and which are my biggest losers, and just kind of shopping around looking to make sure that I'm kind of really understanding, if I'm buying into a company that's very high or buying into a company that's comparatively low given my average price. What I also like to do is check the extra Sparklines in here. This is just going to sort in the same order as everything else in my spreadsheet, sorry, everything in the portfolio tab. And here I just cruise through kind of looking for trends. MRU actually here caught my attention because they're kind of doing this staircase thing where they jump up and down, up and down, up and down, and they're down at the moment. So that one was really like on my mind for something I was going to buy. But I think I decided that I'm not going to take them right now. And I was actually looking here as well. TELUS is just always going up and up and up, and they've kind of dropped off, like, with lots of other stocks right now. But I always like to buy TELUS stocks if I can find a good buying opportunity, and today appears to be a good one, based, compared to some of the recent times. BMO here, again, this is one of the banks. Their drop off in the last little while isn't as severe as some of the other banks, so I was kind of thinking I might just hold off on them. But I saw here Bell as well. Bell is similar to TELUS, is a telecommunications company, and they have really dropped off lately. So for sure I'm going to be picking up some Bell today. And as we continue down the list, Northwest Company, this is another one that I bought a little bit recently. This is a pretty big drop here that has my attention, but I've decided today I'm not going to buy them, but maybe if they stay down on Monday, I might look into that. But Bank of Nova Scotia here, one of the Canadian banks, like all of my bank positions are very tiny, and this one has the most severe drop. And I always like to kind of double check, how they're doing in relation to their pre-COVID values. It's not a technical analysis at all, but it's something I'm always interested in. And if we can get kind of back to those values before the entire world got screwed up, then that usually is kind of within a price range that I'm trying to buy at if possible. But you're going to see like a lot of stocks have just ballooned since then, kind of artificially. Yeah, so CNR was another one I was looking at. Maybe next week I might pick some up as well if they stay down. Not too sure yet. EIF, again, I really like this one too. Very strong dividend, monthly payments, but I'm not going to be getting those guys today. MFC kind of caught my attention too, but nothing too serious there. Northwest Health, this is a big drop off. They dropped like about 1% today. They have like a 6% dividend, so I was really thinking to add here, but again, today is not going to be the day, but maybe next week. We're going to see where that one goes. And then, yeah, what else? Great West Life, that's a little bit interesting, a little bit enticing, but I'm not going to take it. POW I was considering, because POW makes up a very small percentage of my portfolio. And I also kind of considered in here NPI. So basically what I do is I'm just scrolling through here, just double checking not only what's in my portfolio tab for, the percent gain loss and the size of the position, but just the general trend. For example, here, Energex, they are super far down. They're actually below this kind of like pre-COVID like little spike thing that they had, which puts them right in the territory that I'm interested in. And for sure I'm going to be picking up some of these because they're a very small position of mine. They're in the red, they're below my average price, and the trend line to me looks good. And as an amateur, not professional guy, I think that's good enough for me. So anyways, that's pretty much it in here. It just keeps going. I think that's the last position. And usually if I have any money left over, I just drop it into Pit Farms, but we're going to see if that's the case. So let's jump into Wealthsimple Trade and go buy some of these stocks. So let's start with Energex, I guess. With these guys, I think I wanted to take like 5 or so. So that's going to put me at, maybe let's take 4. Yeah, I'll just take 4 for now. I think that's fine. I'm going to take it on a market order. I'm okay with that. Don't want to see that again. And we're just going to confirm that on a market order. All right. The next one I wanted to do was Bank of Nova Scotia. And with these guys, I just want to pick up 1 share, just going nice and slow into them. So they're quite expensive, so just take 1 at a market order, going into the tax-free savings account, confirm the order. All right, cool. Next up, I wanted to pick up some Bell, BCE. And with these guys, they're also kind of expensive, so I just want to pick up 1 share of them for about $70. 1 share, I'm going to buy that also at a market order. Hit done there. And then TELUS was another one. I think you have to type that in. Yeah, there we go. And with TELUS, they're a little bit cheaper, so I think I got to take like 2. Yeah, for like $64. Okay, nice. And if there's any money left in the portfolio, there's actually more money than I expected. I, for some reason, thought that that was going to be everything. In that case, I think what I'm going to do actually is just take a look here at MRU. I don't know why I thought that I was, let's see what's going on here. 1 week, they're doing their little staircase thing. Yeah, I'm gonna jump on that. Can I, how much are they? They're $70. Okay, cool. I'm gonna take one of them. Okie dokie. And now I should be much lower. Yeah, that's more like what I was expecting. And I think just have a few dollars left here, so I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'm just gonna throw it into Bitfarms. I'm down so far in this position, so I might as well try to reduce my average cost, but like this is definitely the sketchiest stock that I have. So I think I can probably buy like 3, maybe 4, probably not 5. Let's see if I can buy 4. And try to bring down that price just a little bit for me. All right, and once all of those are done, what I want to do now is I just come into the activity tab here, and I want to take a look at all of the purchases that I made. For example, the Bitfarms one, and I want to write down the quantity and the unit price that I paid, and I'm going to bring that into Google Sheets. And these are going to go into the transactions tab, which I have open right now, and I'm just going to drop them in exactly like I saw in Wealthsimple Trade with the same quantity and unit price paid for each stock. And once all of that's in and I'm satisfied that the totals over here are adding up to also exactly what I was expecting in Wealthsimple Trade, then the last thing to do is pop back into the summary tab and take a look here to make sure that everything has been reflected. So the available cash now is just a few dollars, and the annual dividend income has increased to $3,068. So at the beginning of the video, this was $3,054, so that's an increase of about $14 per year, which is super awesome just because I spent around $370 on new dividend paying stocks. And now I'm going to get that additional $14 per year in dividends from those stocks that I just bought. And that's how it goes. So you just keep buying more dividend paying stocks. You keep reinvesting all of this dividend money that you get back into more dividend stocks, and then you also let those dividends naturally grow over time because the companies will slowly decide to pay you more and more per share, as their stock price generally increases into the future. So there you go. That's the dividend snowball effect. That's the compounding effect, and over many years, this number should keep getting bigger and bigger, and hopefully one day I can pretty much live off of it, or at least cover most of my or some of my expenses. So guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you made it this far, there are links down in the description below for Wealthsimple Trade if you'd like to try that out, and also for the spreadsheet if you'd like to try it out. It works with any broker, and it shows some pretty nice information. So guys, that's it. I'll see you in the comments and down in the next video too.